Greetings, welcome to the channel. This is Waga. We are going to continue building our SwiftUI Instagram clone, and what we're going to do today is we are going to work on our sign up page, right? Our sign up page, when we start off, we're going to see our sign in page, and when we hit create an account, we're going to go to our sign up page, and here we're going to have the reusable components that we made in the last video for username, email, and password, with the sign up button, the logo, a bit of words, and this avatar here, this avatar circle. And when you click on the circle, you can select an image, choose a photo, take a photo. Since we're on the simulator, we can only choose a photo. And when we hit on choose a photo, we get our image picker, which we're going to build here, which gives us the library of images. And we could pick an image, and when we pick an image, we could edit it, minor editing. And let's pick a better one. Let's pick a larger one. I think this one is, no, which one is larger? Let's pick a larger image, like so. So we can edit it like this and choose, okay, that's the best, okay, and hit choose. And when you hit choose, it's going to remain on our page like so. And of course, it's on a scroll view, so you can scroll up and down. So you can pick the image, and then of course there's a sign up button, which is not connected to anything. We'll do that in another video. So this is what we're going to basically do. Yeah, so let's get to work. To create our sign up view, the first thing we do is we come to the views folder, hit Command N, and we can create a new SwiftUI file, and that's going to be sign up view, like so. Hit create, and it does its magic, and we come back here, and what we will do is we want we could take everything in the VStack, right? Let's just copy everything in the VStack for starters, right? So for that, we could hit copy, come back to the sign up view, and right here we could replace this with this, put the VStack in there, hit resume, and it's going to complain because we don't have a few things. We could go back to the sign in view, and we could copy our two state variables, hit that, come back to the sign up view, come down here, and we can do that, and hopefully our problems should disappear. Okay, I see some are not. Can't find email in scope. I thought, okay, let's just try running it. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, so basically that, let's try again and see. Yes, let's see if everything is as it should be. Okay, we can see it. We can see the preview. The preview is ready, so we can just use the preview. Okay, so basically we have that, but we need another form field. So what we could do is we could copy this form field like so, copy it, and it's going to be above this. We could come here and we could just paste it like so, and the value is going to be username. It's going to complain because we haven't created it, and for that we could just come here and copy, come down here and paste it, and this is going to be email, this is going to be username, right? So username, like so. It should sort that issue out. The placeholder is going to be, where's the placeholder? The placeholder here is going to be username, like so. Username like so, and the icon is going to be person.fill. So we come here and we say person.fill, like so. We try again, and we can see it in all its glory. Okay, I don't know, it's not working. Okay, we see our username, we see our person.fill, and yeah, and the next thing we could do is we could come here and we could wrap it in an H stack. Let's wrap this in a V stack. Let's wrap the V stack in a V stack, and because we want to put a scroll view, so we can come here and we can say scroll view, like so. So we put the scroll view, and yeah, we can put the scroll view because we plan on putting other things. This is not everything we want. The next thing is we could say, instead of welcome back, this is a new user, so we could just say welcome, like so. And we could say sign up to start instead of continue, since this is a new user, like so. So we just say sign up to start. We can hit save like that, and instead of sign in, we're going to come down here and we say sign Okay, let's just create this, and we say sign up like so, and yeah, and we could say here got an account, and we could type here sign space in. The sign in towards one. Okay, let's just say sign in like that. So basically we have created our, what's it called, our sign up page, the basics, and we can continue from there. First I say sign up to starts rather than start. So we can get rid of the S, and the next thing we need to do is we need to set up a method of moving from the sign in view to the sign up view, right? And for that, we could come here in the sign-in view, and we could wrap this VStack. This is the shortcut of doing it. We could wrap it in let's wrap it in another VStack, and instead we could say navigation view, like so. Navigation view, like so. And after we put the navigation view, we could come down here to the create an account, and we could wrap it. Let me just close this. I double clicked instead of single clicking. Let's just go back, and we could command click here. Okay, why is it? We could wrap it in a VStack, and this is going to be a navigation link, not a VStack. We don't want a VStack here. We could say navigation link, like so, and we could put in the braces like that, and in it we could say destination, and our destination in question is going to be sign up view, like so. And hopefully if we run things, we should be able to click between it and move to, okay, since it's a link, it's been turned into blue, but that's okay, that's no problem. We could change the color. We could change the foreground color if we want. We could make it black, but I don't know. Does blue communicate? Let's just change it to black. Dot foreground color, and this is going to be dot black. Let's make it black, like so. Okay, fine. So let us run it, and if we hit this, we should go to the next page. Okay, fine. Now let's do the reverse, where you can, if you click on the sign in, you go to the sign up. Okay, let's do that. And for that, we come up to the sign up. Yeah, we come to sign up. We have the back button here, so we don't really need to put in this sign in. You can just go back if you have an account, and we could get rid of this. So let's just get rid of this, like so. It wouldn't make any sense because we have a back button to work with. So yeah, so let's just let's run it again to see it and test everything so far. Okay, create an account. Okay, and we can go back, sign in, sign up, username, email, password. Super. What we need to do is come here to Flexigram, and we're going to create a new group, and in that group we're going to call it utilities. We're going to keep several things inside here, and inside the utilities we're going to have the image picker. This is going to have a lot of UI kit code, but yeah, that's what we're going to use. So we could say here new file, and the new file, SwiftUI view, is going to be a Swift file. Actually, let's just make it a Swift file. I'm not sure. I think we'll also need SwiftUI, but let's just make it a Swift file. We come here and we call it image picker, like so. We hit create and we wait, and the image picker is going to conform to a certain number of protocol. Yeah, right. And for that, first we could import SwiftUI. And we could start here with struct and say image picker, like so, which is going to be it's going to conform to the UI view controller representable, like so. And after that, we are going to create a binding to wherever we need to. We're going to create a binding so that we can use the image wherever we want to use it, right? Wherever we're going to use the image. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And here we could say the binding. For the binding, we could call it var picked, We'll use this in more than one place, not just our sign up view, but somewhere else as we go along, right? When you're selecting the images and forwarding them to Firebase. So after that, we come here and we say at binding, and this is going to be var show image picker, and this is going to be a boolean. We'll use that later on. And the third one is at binding, we could say var image data, and this is going to be data, so you can send along the image like so. And after that, now here's the weird part. We're going to create a class inside. Let's just do it correctly. We're going to create a class inside this struct, right? It's going to conform for the coordinator. It's going to be a custom class that needs to conform to several protocols. Yeah. So we are going to, it's going to conform to 3 actually, but let's type it out first and then we can discuss what each does. So for that we could say class coordinator, and this is going to be, it's going to conform to the NS object. I'm going to explain what that is in a bit. UI image picker controller delegate, and the third one is going to be UI navigation controller delegate, like so. And now let me explain what these 3 do. First, the first one, NS object, is basically the parent object for everything in UIKit, right? More or less everything. UI navigation controller lets a user move between the various screens of the image picker, like when you select it or you edit it. There are several screens in there. It helps you navigate that. The UI navigation controller delegate, this informs us when oh, that's the UI navigation controller delegate. The UI image picker controller delegate informs us when a user picks an image, right? So the next thing we need to do is we could come here and we could create a variable. We could say parent, which is going to be image picker, like so. And we can create the initializer. We could say init and underscore so that we don't have issues calling it. Parent, we could say image picker, like so, and come here and we could say self dot parent, and this is going to be parent, and this just points to the image picker. It tells the coordinator what the parent is and what can manipulate the values, right? And so now we create a function to handle the user picking a photo. So we could say func here, and we say image picker controller. We could say picker controller. The names are very, very long and verbose. And we could say here UI image picker controller, and did finish picking media with info. Did finish picking media with info. This will handle our selecting of an image, and the info is going to be a dictionary, if I'm not wrong, and this is going to be UI image picker controller, but not delegate. So just let's get rid of the delegate. Dot info key. Let me just get the correct thing. Info key, and the key is going to be any, like so. And we are going to come here and we're going to say let UI image equals info, and inside the info we're going to use the edited photo. We're going to be able to edit it a bit as, and we're going to unwrap it as UI image, like so. And as UI image, like so. And after that we could come down here and say parent dot picked image, parent dot picked image equals image, and here the UI image is going to be UI image, like so. and we could say if let media data equals UI image and .jpeg, and the compression quality is going to be, we could say 0.5, like so, and we could say here parent dot image data equals media data, like so, and afterwards we're going to come here and say parent dot show image picker, and we're going to set it as false, like so. What we do here is we could make this picker like so. That's why it was complaining. This method expects this image picker controller will have a method called didFinishMedia with info, and this will accept a dictionary where the key is going to be any, here, this dictionary. Now when this method is called, it will give us the image, and at the end of it we dismiss it by saying show image picker, we put it as false. So that's how you dismiss it. So that's basically how that method works, and we can continue from there, because we have a few methods we need to put in place for it to conform to the protocol that it has subscribed to. And for that, the method we could do, the first one could be make coordinator. This allows us more nuanced control on how to use our image picker, right? And for that, we could come here and say func make coordinator, and we're going to come here and we say image picker dot coordinator, like so, and this is going to be this allows us to implement the necessary delegates or data sources of other classes. So we could just say come here and we say coordinator, and we pass in the self, like so. Another method, we could call it func make UI view controller, and for the context we are going to have the context, and this is going to be UI, we could get rid of the sum and come here and say UI image picker controller, picker controller, I can't see the correct one, yeah, that one. And we're going to come down here and say, I have videos on what sum means and all that. Just have a look at my playlist on SwiftUI basics, so I assume you have the basics out of the way. We could say here picker equals UI image picker controller, like so, and we come down here and we say picker dot, we give it a delegate, and this is going to be the context dot, you guessed it, coordinator, and we're going to allow editing. So we could say you could edit the image a bit by moving it around and some very minor editing. So we could say allows editing, and this is going to be true, and after that all we're going to do is we're just going to return picker, like so, yeah, like that. And this returns the controller of the photo library, right? And we can continue from there. We could come here and we could say func we say update UI view controller, like so, and in it we're going to have the UI view controller, and this is going to be UI yeah, it's basically that. And we are going to come here in the code. This can be used to initialize values, and it's called right after the make UI view controller method completes its task, right? Yeah, so that's what it does. With our image picker is we could make the picked image an optional, because before you select the picked image there won't be one, right? So we could save that, and then we could go back to our SignUp view, and what we could do is we could put this form fields in a group, because you can only put, like in a VStack, you can only put 10 items. After that you can't put more than 10 items, so we're going to put this form fields in a group, and for that we could come here and say group, like so, and we could cut these 3 form fields, cut them, paste them there, and we can check if everything is working swimmingly, and we should get the same thing, right? Yeah, so we have that. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to set up our image, connect the image select. We're going to have an avatar and the avatar circle, and we're going to connect the image picker to it so that you can select an image, and that's what you're going to do now. Above the groups, after the texts, the two of them, of course, and we could have a VStack which will contain everything. And in that VStack we could have a group. Let's have another group, and in it we could say if profile image is not equal to nil, and it's going to complain because we have not made our profile image. And for that we're going to come here and we could say at state, let me just spell it correctly, state private var, and this is going to be profile image, like so, and this is going to be an image, optional, just in case it's we haven't selected it yet. So if profile image is not equal to nil, we're going to say profile image dot resizable, like so, and we come down here and we could say dot clip, shape, like so, and we're going to give it a shape of circle. And the frame, we could say dot frame, its frame is going to be width of 80, let's make it 100, let's make it a bit bigger, height of 100, like so, and we could give it a padding, let's make it a top, and this is going to be 20, and we're going to have an on tap gesture. We could say dot on tap gesture, like so, and we're going to leave it, and we are going to fill it at some future moment. And we're going to come here and we're going to put the else we're just going to have an image. We could say image is going to be system name, and it's going to be person dot fill, like so, and it's going to be I'm not able to pass all this modifiers to the group so that they can affect the profile image and the image at the same time, so I'll just have to copy them. I've tried and I'm getting an error message. So we could come at the end of image and we paste that, so it's resizable, clip shaped, frame, and whatnot. And yeah, so basically that. So we can save and we can try it out, see what it looks like on our app. And we should come back here, and I made it circle.fill, not just person.fill, circle, because it looks more rounded. We could put it to, it's a bit rounded, like so, right? Is we need to we could create it at the bottom or at the top. Let's create it at the top. A function to load our image when we select an image, right? So we could come here and say func load image, like so, so that it's displayed for the user on that circle avatar thing, on the circle, right, that we're using. So we could come here and we say guard let input image equals picked image, else we could say return, like so. And after that we could say profile image is going to be input image, like so, and it's going to complain because we do not have an input image, I believe. We do not have an input image. So for that we could come here and we could say at state private var, and this is going to be picked image, is going to be image, might or might not be there. And after that we need to show an action sheet, and yeah, we need to show an action sheet, right? So we could come here and we could say at state private var showing action sheet, and this is going to be set as false, right? Yeah, and after that we could set the data also, the one for the data. We'll use this later when we are sending things over to Firebase primarily. So we could say private var image data, and this is going to be set as data, like so. Yeah, is there anything else we need? We could come here and we also create another variable. We could say state private var source type, and this is going to be UI image picker controller dot source type, and we are going to set it as photo library. So those are all our state variables, I believe. I've not left any. And the first thing we could do is we could come to the end of the scroll view. So let's go to the end of the scroll view, and I believe this is it. Right, no, that's the end of the view. I think this is the end of the scroll view, so we should come here. So this is the end of the scroll view. I believe that is correct. And when we get to the end of the scroll view, what we need to do, we could say .sheet, and the sheet is going to have an is presented, and the is presented, I hate autocorrect and autocomplete in Xcode. It's not very helpful sometimes, and we say presented, just spell it correctly like so, and we are going to connect it to showing. Did we create showing image picker? Showing action sheet. I don't think we created showing image picker. I didn't create that. Okay, let's just copy this. I thought I'd created all of them, and we come here and we say showing image picker, and it's set to false, like so. So we should come here and we could say showing image picker, like so, so that we can toggle it. Showing image picker, and on dismiss, what we want to run is the load image function that we just created up there. And after this, we're going to come here and we're going to call the image picker, like so, image picker, the image picker, and let's wait for it to complain, and then we can just click on it. It'll save us a few seconds. Okay, yes, we hit fixed. And the picked image, we're going to bind it to $. We're going to say self dot $ picked image, like so. And after that, we're going to say show image picker. We're going to say self dot show self dot showing image picker. I don't know, it sounds clumsy. Showing image picker rather than show image picker. And for the data, we're going to say self dot, going to connect it to the image data, like so. And after that, we're going to come down and put an action sheet, and for the action sheet we could say dot action sheet, and I'm not sure this helps us. We could just type it out. Let's just type it out, action sheet, like so. And here we could say is presented, let's just capitalize it, is presented, and what we're going to bind it to is the showing action sheet, like so. We're going to come here and we say showing action sheet, and the action sheet in question is going to have a title of, just going to be an empty string. The title is just going to be an empty string. The buttons are going to be, let's come here, and the buttons are going to be the dot default one. The dot default is going to have a text. Is going to have a text, and the text is going to be choose a photo, like so. Let's make it capitalized. Choose a photo, and we're going to take this, and afterwards we're going to have after this too, we're going to come here and we're going to put some code in between, and the code is going to be self dot let's spell it correctly, source type, and the self dot source type, we're going to set it to dot photo library, that a person can select the photo library. Let's get rid of our canvas for now so that you can see the code better. So self dot photo library, let's give it space, and after that we are going to come here and also say self dot showing image picker, and we're going to set this to true, like so. And after that we are going to come to the edge of this, and we are going to have another button. We could say dot default, like so, and this is going to have text, and the text in question is going to be take let's spell it correctly, take a photo. This is in case you're using your phone, you've connected your phone rather than using a simulator. And here we could come here and we could say self, let's just spell it correctly, self dot source type, and this is going to be dot camera, and after that we're going to say we're going to show the image picker, like so. Copy and paste it as true, and at the end of this we are going to say dot cancel, like so, and we are going to save, and we do not have any warnings. And I think the next thing we need to do is we need to connect our various buttons now, so that the what's it called, the image, so that when you tap on it you can open it. So we could come to the on tap gesture and we could say self dot showing action sheet. We want the action sheet, and we're going to set this to true, so that whenever you click on it, whether you have selected or not selected, you can still change your picture. So after that we could say self dot showing action sheet, and we're going to set this to true also, like so. So we are done. Let's now try things out. So let's hit the run button, and hopefully we'll get our app. So we come here, we say, we move to the sign up view, and we hit that, and we get this this circular button like this, and we can click on it to pick a picture. So we click on it and we get this choose a photo, take a photo, and we hit choose a photo, and we are given our photos, and we could pick let's pick this one, and we can edit it a bit, some minor editing. I remember in our image picker we put editing, and we can hit choose, and we get our photo, and it does look a bit small. 100 is not enough. Let's make it a bit bigger. We'll make it 200. Let's make it 200. Just some on the fly changes. 200. Okay, let's see our, let's save it. Okay, adjust the size to so that it can fit whatever you want. Anyway, that's what we set out to do. I'm going to maybe play around with the figure so that it can be a bit bigger, and yeah, whatnot. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We'll have more content like this coming up in the next coming days, and we'll continue with our app. And I'll also be starting an Instagram clone with Flutter. So if you're interested in that, both of them are declarative. They take a different approach, but you can look at both. Anyway, have a good day, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section.